What we call this is radio movie. The least detail is dramatized. When there was time we had a riot scene, and this entire school thought there was actually a riot. So you're not just working with your voice here, you're working with your entire body. If you have to run, you run. You know, that's the way Story Story is made, and that is what makes it Story Story.
Bashir stated this in a speech after the campaign trail.
Radio has a lot of advantages that other media will never have. It's really cheap, you don't need electricity, they are mobile, they're handy, you can take them everywhere you are. They are not consuming, you can keep a radio and you can do anything else. You can wash, you can cook, you can do anything. You know, unlike the television, you have to watch, newspaper you have to read, internet you have to actively engage, you know, with it. If you're not literate, you will still understand something that's said on the radio.
Story Story, voices from the market.
Story Story.
In this part of Africa, perhaps all of Africa, where you have motor parks, you know, where motors and buses converge and take off to different destinations, you know, of course, small businesses naturally set up. So people are selling all kinds of things to bus drivers and the passengers, you know. So before you know it, you have, you know, a large activity or large activities happening in such a location. So that's where Story Story is set, in a market and in a garage. And it's a very busy place. It's big and busy. At least I know it's heard everywhere in Nigeria, I'm sure of that. But I'm also aware that it's on the world service, which means Story Story is heard across Africa.
We good?
To create the characters, we had to go to a proper market. And we interacted with some of the people we saw in the market. And we all came back. And out of this interaction, we were able to build up all the characters. So Story Story has been a drama that dramatizes what actually goes on in the lives of Nigerians. It's a real thing, and that's why I think it's been very, very popular.
Silence, please. White track in progress.
We have this bottle being broken and then Area says, I'm going. Because it is his people that are fighting. He hears the bottle being broken, meaning that, it's getting hotter. That's why he's leaving. Because after this, the next time we see the motor park, it has been shot. And then there's police and there's local government and they say everybody can run.
Are we ready, guys? Let's go.
Silence! 5, 4. Story this year is focused mainly on governance. You know, governance, good governance, elections, the need for people to vote and things like that.
Can this motor park ever stay without one problem or the other?
But we're not saying, okay, somebody should run for president. We're using their ordinary lives. Somebody in the motor park who has always wanted to be boss, now is running for chairmanship.
Waiting I know be say, now me, area father, could be the next motor park chairman. Check him now.
Jesus of Nazareth.
Me, I go show man too.
So using a motor park, you know, a motor park touts need to be chairman, we're going to push that governance-related thing.
Which bank? Those thieves? You will put your hard-earned money in the bank and they will go and use it to fight.
When we do address good governance, we address also issues about corruption and the effect this is having on the people. And the characters they express the frustration that the ordinary Nigerian citizen feels about all these things. And they also give their views of what they think should be done.
Please, let us continue with our meeting.
No. Take your bank here and go.
But then, of course, you know, when you create a character, it is given flesh by the actors themselves.
Let's go and eat some dust.
Morning.
Story Story is like a cult. It's a family. And we keep saying there is the tradition of tradition of story. We're very proud of this tradition. The truth is, this tradition is very simple. We all know one another. We know what our strengths are. We know each other's capabilities, so we do not insult anyone. In story, the main characters are part of the most experienced actors in Nigeria, really. They have the best.
Can this episode once and for take one and sounds rolling? Can I get quiet from that end?
Silence,
this is an office. I need absolute quiet. Please. Thank you all. Sounds rolling.
Sir, we can't keep jeopardizing the future of these young ones.
Jeopardize? All I wanted was to give them the best.
Well, your best is no longer good enough. Especially not after the massive failure recorded last.
I started my career as a banker. I worked in the bank. But I had always been interested in acting. And when I had the opportunity to go abroad to study banking, I did study banking, but after a little while, I went to a drama school. I got a bug. And to please my parents in those years, I came back and I worked in the bank for a little while. But the pull of the theater was very strong. After a few years at the bank, I left. And since then, I haven't looked back. I've been an actor, a writer, a producer, and occasionally a director. Madam Linda, I don't know what to say.
Cut.
Can I get quiet, please? I don't want to lose the cricket. I need the cricket.
Silence, please. White track in progress. White track ticket.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Guys, what's the next thing now? Because we're running for time. Let's go, guys, let's go.
Okay, come with me. I'm going to record now. I started acting, it's been over 2 decades now. Ironically, my mother didn't know for a long time because her dreams were me being a doctor or something in that line. My mom saw me on TV sometime and she freaked out. I was actually an adult at that time. I had my regular job and I was still going to a theater, And she said, no, that can't be you, Tina. I said, yeah, that's me. I said, how? How did it start? She said, well, it started a long time ago, just finding out. And well, after that, she became, okay, so, yeah, this is what you want to do. And yes, this is what I am. Okay, fine. So she accepted. And my entire family supports me.
Will I use my blood to get money? After all, he invested all his money on you. Why don't you sell your jewelry?
Well, Sister Kudi, I have asked Lukman to sell the buses, and that is final. They are my husbands, and I will decide what to sell or what not to sell. You cannot.
My sister Kudi, Madam Fati, Madam Fati,
I didn't direct this one. Nice one.
Thank you.
You have to make the audience believe what they're hearing. It's not television, it's not visuals, it's radio. Once they hear a motor park, they know it's a motor park. If they hear a buka is a restaurant, okay, they know it's a restaurant. It just helps for the listener back home to identify with it. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a motor park in my neighborhood.
Next scene, I beg.
As a sound designer, you keep that steady across episodes and series.
So we're recording at a primary school, a dilapidated primary school, and it's in, the boundary between Nasarawa and Abuja.
We record all the 13 episodes at a go, and so that means that we must meet a number of scenes per day.
They go, don't worry, they go, don't even stop.
5, 4, 3.
There are a lot of challenges recording here. One, the environment is not very controlled. In as much as it's a plus, it can also be a challenge. Let me give you a simple example. We are in a school, where the students are in session sometimes. We can't tell the school to stop because we are doing recording. We are in a community. The community members need to drive their motorbike sometimes. You're recording. They won't stop their life because of you.
This one where you come my shop this early morning. I hope all is well.
Just give me a meat, Madam Bello, please.
How much?
500.
Only you 500 meat. Have you don't win the election already?
Which election? Look, me, I'm just coming from a union meeting. The area don't want me to contest election.
Area?
Oui.
But why?
Story is sometimes unbelievably prophetic in that we do a series, we say some things that truly reflects what is happening, in society.
Zoning be not constitutional.
Hey, Montu.
It cannot be.
But all this anger will not solve it. Just leave everything to God.
Then it's pas possible, Madam Patti. God will not come down and fight injustice for us.
We try to be realistic in our approach and also present issues as people feel about them.
I hope these people don't burn down this motorbike.
God forbid, no one will die for here today.
Amen, amen.
Next scene.
Take two.
AB. Episode 1, scene 8, take 2. Silence, please. Tape rolling. Silence.
People want change. Nigerians want change. And people are not asking for much. That's what, I've had opportunities of going, for instance, to Europe. What are Nigerians asking for? Give them electricity, give them water, give them good roads. It's not too much in demand. And we have enormous resources to achieve that.
Yeah. It is my bag. Listen to me, old man. We are not here to play monkey games. Give us the bag.
I said, where is the bag?
Why will I give it to
Where
you?
is the bag?
Just hold on.
Where is the bag?
Please give them the bag.
Because for the first time, everybody's getting involved. Young people who normally would sit on their Blackberries and Facebook and Twitter and stuff. Everybody's pushing messages that you cannot see that change if you just sit down and keep complaining. So everybody's up on their feet, asking questions, reading, trying to get the knowledge that will help them take the right decisions.
Don't you people like peace in this place?
Peace? Madam Philo, Tiger dey sleep. Montu match until. Today, I could show stupid Montu and his boys say, now only when Iroko fall for ground, the woman they climb her.
Are we ready? Can we slate, Patrick? Let's work this and see how it goes, guys. Most importantly, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it. If you need water, we have loads of water. If you need food, we have loads of food. If you need money, go to the bank. Are we ready? Take one. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.